Almost. Hello. Welcome, friends, to this week's Ask Ashley, where you can ask me your crochet business questions. I have a band-aid on my hand because I gave myself a blister and then shredded it open all within the same motion. I think I am mirrored, and I'm not normally mirrored or something because I feel like I'm moving. Yeah, I'm mirrored. I accidentally somehow did that. That's okay.
I don't think you're mirrored.
I am. See, you can read this. You can read that. It's not backwards. See? It's like looking in a mirror.
Yeah, but it looks set up right.
Oh, that's true. With the placement, you're probably right. Okay. We already have some really good questions coming in. Thank you, ladies, for getting here a little bit early and asking your questions and getting them ready to go. I'm gonna just dive right in and start with hello. Keep an eye on that one. Okay. Start with Mariah, if I can grab it. Keeps moving on me. Here we go. Happy Monday, Ashley. Can I ask your thoughts on the MUNBYN thermal printer? I'm wanting to design and print some labels to make my mystery plushie bags look nicer, but I'm still on the fence. So, Mariah, if you aren't, let me tell you, I have the pink one, and can you grab that link? I think it's a YouTube video. I have a pink one that they sent me, and the reason I wanted it over my Dymo was because it was wireless and because it was pink, obviously. But I ended up going back to my Dymo because the Dymo holds the roll of labels within itself. I don't know if my cords are going to reach. This is okay. I'll just unplug them. Later when I go to print and it's not working, I'll forget why. So this is my Dymo 4XL. I've had it for probably like close to over 5 years. Like I've had it for a really long time. And this was one of my first business investments that I made after I started taking my business seriously. So I probably bought it in 2017 if I had to guess. And this holds the labels. It opens. Really, there it is. So it holds the roll within itself, and then it pops them out down here. The MUNBYN, I think it's in the basement. I think it's in my storage tote for the craft room stuff in the basement. It's like a separate little square rectangle, and then you got to put your labels like behind it. They make these little things that you can set it on where to pull from. If I was going to use that one long term, I would get me like a little shelf thingy to hold it. Now, when it comes to making round labels, like circle labels, which was another reason why I was really excited for it, it's an art to get these things to line up properly. It is an art. So if you wanted to use this type of label, getting your design centered is near impossible. And for those that don't live in Appalachian Mountains, near means pretty near close to impossible. And it made me so frustrated. And I was able to get really, really close. I don't think I have any of them because I was trying to just make like Happy Mail stickers to put on the outside of my packages or on my envelopes for when I ship stickers out, like my ones that I got. Not these kind of stickers, like my legit stickers. And trying to figure it out was the huge headache. So if you're doing like square or the 4x6 label, like the big shipping label, you're golden. But if you try to get fancy, it can be a little bit of a headache. But if you are in a season of business where you are able to give yourself the time to finagle it and learn it really well and like trial and error with your dimensions, then I say go for it, because I think having custom packaging stickers can really up level your brand experience and your brand sticky outy in the mindy, brand memorableness, and the customer experience of like opening their package, seeing. And so she said she was selling kits, mystery plushie bags. I think that could be a really good idea, Mariah. I believe the MUNBYN is cheaper than the Dymo, and the Dymo is like only use Dymo labels or you void your warranty. I've always used not Dymo labels. But at this point, if I needed a new one, I would probably end up just buying it because it's been a long time. I don't know how long the warranty would be good for anyway. But I do think a laser thermal printer is a very good business investment. I purchased it very quickly in the life of my business. I think I might have done it when my shop was blowing up because before I bought my Dymo, I was printing shipping labels on computer paper and then cutting them in half and then taping them with shipping tape, like 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around. And it was extremely excessive. And I was trying to do it while Ava was asleep at night. And the shipping tape gun was like super loud because Ava was really little at the time. And so it was really difficult for me to package up my orders at nighttime, which is when I got most of my work done. So I bought the Dymo to print my shipping labels, and it was a game changer. I could use it for Happy Mail stickers. Like this one is set for a 4x6. It's about the size of this envelope. This is about the size that, so like your average shipping label size. So I could make like Happy Mail and then cut them if I wanted to, or get like a slicing thing or something. It looks a little janky when I do it that way, so I don't do it, but you can get different sized labels to go through whichever thermal thing. So I could probably figure out how to do circle labels on my Dymo. I just never fooled with it before, but it's probably an option. But I do recommend a thermal printer. Oh, bye, Mia. I do recommend a thermal printer because it up levels your shipping game for sure. And then you can make your own labels or stickers on Canva very easily. Amanda says she uses the 4x6 labels to add to plain brown paper bags for markets and to make custom bags. Brilliant. She said I print 2 per label, so I'm assuming she cuts them in half. But you could, even this full size, you could have like your business logo, thank you, and stick them to those like brown, the really nice brown gift bags, and then use those at markets. Really, really smart. You can put them on, what is it, bags? Clear, like the little clear cellophane bags that people use. Or you could do even like this type of bag. You could put your sticker on there. You could do like a legit brown paper bag. You could put your sticker on there. These are the cellophane bags that I was talking about, like these little like party bags, and you could put your sticker on there. My friend Summer of Stitchin' Sister Co., I think, she made a video last Valentine's Day about using sticker paper to print Valentine's Day cards on and then putting those on the outside of the bag. So like Be My Valentine, and then there's a little crochet bumblebee inside. That you would not, if you wanted it done in color, you couldn't use your Dymo or your MUNBYN because those are just black and white. But you don't ever have to replace the ink because it's not ink, it's heat. It heats the design. I've never replaced anything on my Dymo. No toner, nothing, whatever it takes. I've never replaced anything. I've used it this whole time with no issues, knock on wood. But I do love the idea of incorporating stickers in your business to make you look more professional, but also to streamline your experience as like getting your stuff out the door faster. Anything that you can do to make your processes more automated or efficient, the more time you're going to have to crochet your finished pieces, the more time you're going to have to work on your social media strategy. Like every little thing adds up. So getting a shipping thing to help you make your shipping labels is a game changer. We might have to get her out of here. Are you allowed to grab cats? Or are you allergic to grabbing cats? Okay.
Nope.
She's making noise and it's affecting with my ADHD. Do you need help? Good job. Sorry, she's like, don't ever make me grab cats again. Sorry. But I love the idea of using it at your markets too. You can use them for anything. I also use them for making labels for my my herbal stuff that I make from the weeds in my yard. I use them for everything. If we're labeling like storage containers in my basement, that's what I'll use. It's just been a huge benefit and makes our life a lot easier. So hopefully that was helpful. Really good question, Mariah. When it comes to the Dymo or the MUNBYN, I think either one is fine. I think the MUNBYN is cheaper. So if you are in a season of business and a season of life where you are able to give it some time to finagle it and make it work for you, that's the route I would take. If you are more, I need a quick fix and I need it to be efficient, immediately, maybe the Dymo would be a little bit more worth the investment. It is a little bit more money though. It's been a few years since I bought one. Can you Google how much they cost? Dymo 4XL thermal printer. And we'll see how much they cost, because it was like $200 when I bought it back in the day. So I don't know, it might have gone up. Thank you for your question, Mariah. I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you want to discuss it further. Next question is from Lauren, and she says, would you recommend connecting the square card reader to my Etsy shop for a market when the products I sell at said market are not listed in my Etsy shop? Okay, so Lauren has an Etsy shop, and she also is selling at markets. And so she wants to use her Square card reader to take payments, credit card payments at markets. And Etsy and Square have an understanding where you can make them talk to one another, and so connect them. And then you have some pros and cons to that. The pros are your customer now has the opportunity to leave a 5-star review on your Etsy shop, which will help you show up in search results on Etsy more. Your number of sales will go up in your Etsy shop, which leads to social proof in the eyes of Etsy strangers who, like, they'll say, oh, she sold 300 things. She must be legit, and be more likely to buy from you after they found your shop through the search results. 300-ish for a Dymo label now. So Lauren, my answer is going to be, it depends on what season of business you're in. If you are in a growing season, I would be very leaning towards connecting them and paying the extra fees. That's the cons. There, you will have to pay. I can't remember it's in Crochet Boss Academy. It's in the module, either 3 or 4, probably 4, or it might be in the market module. It's probably in the market module. I did the research at one point and I had all the correct information, and then I let it go because that's how my brain works. There are substantial fees. You may have to pay the 6.5% Etsy fee, and you may have to pay the 20-cent listing fee. So that can add up so fast. So if you are at the beginning of your journey and your price point is not set up to where those fees are a smart decision for you, then don't connect them. But if you are in a, like, if growing your Etsy juice to where you will get more sales through the Etsy search box is of high priority to you, linking them can be very beneficial to growing your status and discoverability on Etsy for the life of your business. If your Etsy shop is set up to turn Etsy strangers into true fans of your brand that shop with you time and time again, if you are set up properly with like an email opt-in or something to turn them in to where they come back again and again, they don't just buy one time, it can be very beneficial. Getting those 5-star reviews can be very beneficial, but it is expensive. So you got to weigh the pros and cons yourself depending upon the season of business that you're in. If I was in a season of I'm trying to stay above water and get my idea off the ground, like super early on, I'm pinching pennies whenever I can. So I probably wouldn't connect them. But if I've been doing this for a few years and I'm in a season of growth, like consistent growth, not like 0 to I have a business growth, but like from I have a business to let's make my business bigger growth. And if your price point is at a number that you can take these fees and it not make you go backwards, or still help you. Like if you are selling a $20 Claire Bun beanie on Etsy and you're paying the 6.5% Etsy fee and you're paying the 20-cent listing fee and you're still making money, like that's how you want it to be set up, then doing that at your market should be the same. Like it should, mentally, you shouldn't be like, well, I'm losing money. You're not. It's the same thing. It still takes you an hour and a half to make a Claire Bun beanie. It still takes you half a skein of yarn to make a Claire Bun beanie. So like products and materials and time is all the same. So if you're happy with that price on Etsy with the fees, then you should be also happy with that price in your market. And if you're saying, well, I'm going to sell them cheaper in my market since I don't have to pay my Etsy fees, I would recommend against that. Because if you do that, the people who find you at your market will expect the market price forever. They will never shop with you in your Etsy shop. They will message you and say, hey, I bought this at the Spoonbread Festival and it was $5 cheaper. I was wondering if I could get that price instead. And then that's going to create a huge headache for you to manage, like juggling while running on top of water is how that will feel if that keeps happening, like with like a ton of people. So I would just prevent any of that headache by making your prices the same at your market and on your Etsy shop. Now, you can have a spin the wheel for a discount at your market where they only market people get to spin the wheel and see what discount they land on, or sign up to my email. I don't know if that one's allowed. I was going to say sign up to my email list for a discount today, but they need to make sure they check all the boxes. So the GDPR requirements. So you can't just like have them write their email address on a piece of paper. You need to have a QR code where they can scan it and sign up by giving you permission, like digitally. Then you can give them the discount, or follow me on social media and get a discount, something like that. But don't make your prices less than your Etsy shop, because it will create a whirlwind of issues in the future for you, maintenance-wise. Okay. Maria, you can disconnect them. You can disconnect them if you change your mind. Okay, perfect. Lauren said, I make almost all of my sales on Etsy, so I think it would be worth it to connect the square to Etsy. Another benefit is your inventory. If you connect it and you have your inventory properly listed on Etsy, like if you say I have 3 of these and you have all 3 of them at your market and then you sell one, then Etsy is going to say 2. So if you have Etsy people shopping, not like just regular Etsy sales on a regular daily basis, whatever that looks like for you, your inventory will stay the same. So you don't have to panic if you sell something and go make sure to change the inventory on your Etsy. You won't have to do that. It will be automatic. That's another huge benefit depending upon your season of business. I think it's probably for the best, Lauren, based on your season of business that you're in. I think that's a good decision. Now, if you had an off Etsy site, that's a whole nother conversation. Maybe we don't even need to go there. The information can still benefit you even if you have an off Etsy site and you still want to beef up your Etsy juice. Because if you beef up your Etsy juice, you're going to get more Etsy stranger sales. People that would never have found your business had you not been on Etsy. That is invaluable. That is one of the biggest reasons why I am an Etsy advocate. There's there's like 15 really big reasons, but that one is at the very top, is you get your stuff in front of new people that would never find you any other way other than the Etsy search box. And when you get 5-star reviews and when you get consistent sales, your Etsy search box juice goes up. Hope that makes sense. Thank you, Lauren, for your question. And then Lauren also asks, I want to do a refresh on my Etsy page before the fall and winter. I feel like I haven't looked at my listings in a long time. What are the most important parts of my shop to look at or tweak first? Lauren, you are coming in hot. Is that the one that you were like, good question? You are coming in hot with some good questions today. So I would recommend updating your banner. If you go to your Etsy shop, if you have a banner at the top of the page, and I would make that seasonally appropriate. We should change our banners like as little as twice a year. I mean, if you didn't want to ever change it, you just need to make sure what you put on your banner is extremely applicable all year long. Like mine says, go to craftyconcept.com for free patterns. Like that's the same all year long. But if you were showing your seasonal best sellers as pictures, you don't want to be posting your Christmas stuff in like Valentine's Day time, because people are like so sick of Christmas come that time. So keep that in mind. So I would update your banner and I would update your tags, Lauren, not your titles. The only time I would update my titles is if the listing is not doing well. If it's doing well, don't touch the title. You can touch the tags, but do not touch the title. If it's not doing well, touch the title all you want. Like if you're not getting consistent sales, if it's not showing up in search results, mess with the titles until you get it right. But if it's doing really, really good, if you mess with the title, you can damage your SEO juice that you've already built up in that listing. So don't touch it if it's good. But your tags, I think we get like 13 of them. Is that seem right to you? 13 tags? 12 or 13 tags that you get. It's up when you're creating your listing, it's near the bottom. Those you can change willy-nilly and it won't affect your SEO other than helping you show up in search results for seasonally appropriate tags. So if you have a listing that currently has tags for like Mother's Day gift, maybe change that to something more winter appropriate, winter and fall. Also, Lauren, for you specifically, where you are getting ready to have new people be introduced to your brand, I would definitely update my Etsy banner, because you don't want somebody who found you at your market to go buy again through your Etsy shop because you gave them a business card and they go and it be like not what they experienced at the banner, because at the market, because that can make you look really wishy-washy. So try to make sure everything's on brand, right? Same feel, look, tone, and feel that you're putting off at your market. Also, your market should be on brand for you. It should be very intentional. You shouldn't just throw things together, Lauren, specifically in this season of business that you're in, because you're going to be working harder, not smarter. And you're going to get a bunch of one-time sales and then never see those people again. So you want everything that you do to be on brand and ideal customer specific. But your banner, your tags, obviously your photos, if you've got some really old ones, maybe update your photos if they're old or low quality. And then your announcement. You have a spot for an announcement in your Etsy listing. I would make that either seasonally appropriate or ideal customer specific. So your little shop announcement, you don't want to say the perfect shop for Mother's Day when it's not even close to Mother's Day time. So same concept goes with the banner. Make sure your little shop announcement, because imagine someone landing on your shop for the first time. You want them to have, what do you want to go through their mind when they do that? That's why we're going to do the banner and the shop announcement, and then the tags will also, and the pictures. But then the tags and the pictures will also help you show up in search results. And then if you do show up, lead to more sales. Because just showing up in search results is not the end of the game. You have to create the sale. And pictures and videos can do that. That's another one. If you don't have videos for your listings, Lauren, use this market experience. Like when you're at your market, because right now you've got all this product made. You've got a bunch of product made. Make sure you're taking videos, like 5 to 10 second videos, horizontal, that you can use in your Etsy listings, because you now have a spot for a video in your Etsy listings. People who shopping online cannot touch or squeeze or shake or squish or hang or wear your product because it's digital. So you need to do that for them in a video. If it's a purse, show it draping on a body. If it's a wall hanger, show it being hung and then looking at it in the room that it's in. That's ideal customer specific. Like if you are selling wall hangers as nursery decor, it should be in a nursery, ideally. So take the opportunity that you have now with all of your finished products being finished as a video taking opportunity. You can also use them for your social media posts. It's a great time to like really batch a bunch of content. Great questions, Lauren. Best of luck to you at your market. Christina says, oh, let me check the comments, make sure. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you're motivated. That's fantastic. Hi, Jessie. Okay. Christina says, how long do you recommend we leave seasonal items in our shop? Starting to think about making loveys for holidays, but not sure how long after the holiday I should leave them up for sale. So, Christina, this is going to depend on your specific setup that you have. Do you have the space to store things until next Christmas? If you do that. Take them down and be like, the FOMO is real. Let your people know very clearly. Last day to get these is December 25th. On December 25th, after I open my presents with my child, I'm taking these listings down. create that FOMO and that was it limitability? Was that limit or not urgency? Scarcity mindset, right? Like get it now or it's gone until next year. And if you say that, do that. You do not want to look wishy-washy. If that's what you say, you need to be on top of doing that or you will look flaky and they will never trust anything that you say ever. And then all of your FOMO type posts will not touch what you want them to touch. But if you do not have any storage space whatsoever and you need to get them out of your home, instead of saying they're leaving the shop on December 25th, maybe a couple weeks after, like if this is a Christmas thing, like a Santa Claus lovey, maybe a little bit after, you put them on sale, 15% off, just to try to get them gone so you don't have to store them till next year. And then if I was promoting that, I would say it's going to be Christmas again. It's guaranteed. We have Christmas every year. So if you buy this now, you will be ahead of the game. You will be less stressed come Christmas time. Is somebody having a baby around Christmas time? This is an excellent first Christmas present. They should already know. Maybe not. They might not know, but in a couple months they'll know. So whenever 9 months before like November, start promoting who's pregnant right now because this is the gift that you need to get them for Christmas. Go ahead and check that off your list. I'm doing you a service and it's 15% off. So remember your marketing and based on your business and your ideal customer and your business tone and stay true. Like it's going to be a little different for everybody because we're all unique people. But keep all that in mind when making your decisions. If you are talking more like hats and not necessarily very specific Christmas. So hats is different because there are different parts of the world that are cold at different times. So you could get away with leaving the hats. Like you want to, based on who your ideal customer is and the season that she's in right now. Is it cold or hot? And then give yourself a little bit of an umbrella for your like secondary ideal customers. I've never used that term before. And if anybody just panicked a little bit in your heart, don't worry about it. You don't need secondary ideal customers. I'm just trying to give a visual because there are going to be more of your ideal customer that lives in a different area and they might be experiencing cold. So keep that in mind. So when it comes to like hats and winter wear, you can probably extend it a little bit more than you would like your Christmas or your Easter, unless you can remarket your Easter stuff to be spring specific. If you have Easter stuff, remove the Easter tags after Easter and make them spring specific. And then you're going to give yourself a couple more weeks to try to sell those things in your shops. So let me check in the comments. I don't think we got any more comments coming in. Let me know if that's making sense. Let me know if we need to extend on it further. Thank you, Christina, for your question. The next one is from Stitchcraft. She says, hey, so I have wanted to start selling crochet keychains, but I don't know if it's worth spending the money on the actual keychain part, and I don't know if they would sell. You won't know if you don't try. Stitchcraft. You won't know if you don't try. A lot of owning a small business, a lot of it is like research and development as much as possible, but there's going to be some of it that's just throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. It's a little bit of both. It's a balance. So you can do some market research as best you can, but even if they're selling for other people, that doesn't mean they would sell for you, and vice versa. If they're not selling well for other people, that doesn't mean they won't sell well for you. You are a unique person. Your business will be as unique as you are, and your ideal customer will be also unique compared to other people's ideal customers. So you have to think about what you can do with your skill set or your potential skill set if you're willing to learn, like your willingness to learn. And you won't know if you don't try. And you can buy things on sale. And also you can get the bead chain keychains for dirt cheap. The ones that's like little beads and you plop it into the hole and then push it down. If you're a 90s kid, I don't think you are, but if you're a 90s kid, it's what the rabbit's foot's keychains came on. And also those were real rabbit's feet. I thought they were fake rabbit's feet and they weren't. They were actual rabbit's feet that we carried around on our backpacks. That's very weird. learned that fairly recently. Hopefully that was helpful. Stitch Craft. You won't know if you don't try. And keep your costs down as much as possible by buying things on sale or getting them, like using cheaper products like the ball keychain. Hopefully that was helpful. Thank you for your question. Britt says, Ashley, do you recommend getting a P.O. box right away, or is it something to look forward to? Britt, I recommend getting one right away if it's in the budget for you. It's not a deal breaker if it's not in the budget for you. But if you are in a season of business where you are able to invest back into your business, which I would hope that you would do that as soon as possible, like be mentally thinking of ways to invest in your business. That's how you're going to grow, and that's how you're going to get tax write-offs. But I would recommend getting a P.O. box as soon as possible because I want you to have an Etsy shop, and I want you to have an email list and an email service provider. And both of those things will have your address displayed on the internet for strangers to see. If you have an Etsy shop, your return address is on the shipping label. And if you don't have a P.O. box, then it's your home address. Or if you have like a business, like Taylor uses her dad's business address, if you've got a way around it. But if you don't have a way around it, those are your only two options. And if you have an email service provider like Flowdesk, who I use and teach to my students, your address is at the bottom. If you go look at a Crafty Concept email that I've sent you recently, my address is at the very, very bottom of that email, and it's P.O. box. And I just like to do it for peace of mind. You never know if and when your shop might blow up. You could go viral at any moment, and it happens more than you'd think. And you can prepare. I think it's like $60 a year for a P.O. box. It might vary based on your location. You can also get different sizes. So if you don't plan on getting packages into that P.O. box, you can choose the smallest size. And that might even be cheaper, like an envelope size. And then also, if you do have a small size, but there is a package that doesn't fit, they'll just put a little note in there that says, you have a package, come to the front desk. So it's really a no-brainer. If you're not able to invest, don't panic, don't lose your mind. Let go and let God in that situation. But if you are able, I think it's a really good idea. Great question. Stitch Craft says, I have some ghost crochet patterns that I want to put on my Etsy in the fall, but I don't know when to put them out because I still want people to have time to make ghosts before Halloween. So I would suggest that you check out my 2024 content calendar. It is a free resource. I don't have it next to me, but Mackenzie is going to drop a link for you where you can grab it, sign up to my email list, and get it sent to you for free. And I will give you holiday countdowns and action steps, and then an up next section where you can be preparing for like future seasons, like holidays. Check out that resource. Look at what this July's says. Also be paying attention to what other other businesses are doing. Hobby Lobby already has their Christmas stuff out. Also, as a pattern designer, I never remove patterns, seasonal or not. They're there all year long. It's a digital download. I don't have to make it. I don't have to ship it. I keep it up there all year long. So if you're talking about a digital download, you have no reason not to put it up there, like just as soon as possible. And then you'll never have to touch it again. Just leave it up there. But the resource will help you out too. And Thea says, I'm making the Della duck plushies to go along with my chunky baby blankets, trying to decide, should I sell with accessories, hat, bow tie, or headband attached, or sell them separately? So, Anthea, we need to think about who your ideal customer is and the other products that you have in your shop. If you are so imagine you were a Gracie doll shop and all you sold was Gracie dolls. You could have a bunch of different accessories and clothes separate for her because that's all that you sell. But if you sell blankets and rattles and plushies and loveys and pillows and rugs and washcloths, and now you're trying to add the things, I would be mindful to not give people too many choices. And I know Anthea is Crochet Boss Academy class of 2023. So I know that she knows what I'm saying when I say these things. I would have two options, Anthea. I would have a feminine option and a masculine option if this was not my whole business. I think having those two options would check all of your boxes and serve the need that this listing would make, like this product in your ideal customer's life. It would be very cute if the headband also doubled as a newborn size headband. I don't know about these. I don't know if that's possible. But if it is, if it's the right size, I would promote that for sure. But I would probably have it, depending upon your brand, I'd have to look at it for sure. But I would either have it two, like a masculine one and a feminine one, or no accessories at all. You also have the option to have a drop down menu, remember? So you could say the bucket hat add-on or the bow tie add-on or the headband add-on to just the duck listing. And you say, Ashley, I thought I wasn't supposed to give them options. You're not. But if that's the only drop down that you have, you're fine. Also, Anthea, you could list your duck lovey and then your duck lovey and a bucket hat and then your duck lovey and a bow tie and then your duck lovey with a headband. You can list those all separately and use keywords specific. Bucket hat duck, I bet would do pretty well on Etsy. I bet people are like, because mallard ducks are unbelievably trendy and bucket hats are super trendy. So I would do some keyword research, Anthea, and see if those words would behoove you to make listings for. But you could easily make sell the same thing in all these different types of listings and make sure each one is very keyword specific to the different variation that it is. But then you could also have one with a drop down. Now, should you just sell them completely separately? I don't think so. If somebody buys the duck from you and they get the bow tie one, but they also want the bucket hat, they'll probably message you and say, hey, can I just buy the bucket hat? And then you can make them a custom listing. And if it happens more than 2 times, then that's telling you your ideal customer wants them listed separately. But if it doesn't happen all the time, or if it just happens one time, once in a blue moon, I would just make the decision for them by saying you get the lovey with the accessory or just the lovey by itself. I wouldn't sell the accessories by themselves. So you do not overwhelm everybody, but also so you don't like confuse your brand. Because I know that you're not just a loveys and lovey accessories brand. If you were just a loveys and loveys accessories brand, do that. That would be such a cute brand where you have like 5 or 6 animals and then all these different accessories that people can get on their loveys. That would be awesome. That would be a fun business model. You could even do like a subscription-based business model where every month you send them a new accessory for their lovey or their Gracie doll or whatever. Tons of options. But if that's not your brand, I wouldn't like go too big with too many options. Let's see what we got in the comments. You're welcome. Okay, she said this is making total sense. Oh, we're at our 30-minute mark. You can go ahead and go if you need to. Holly says, so shipping small plushies and snugglers, should I use boxes or poly mailers? If mailers, what size? And where should I buy them? Holly, it's going to depend on your brand. If you are selling plushies and snugglers as a luxury brand and you are using Egyptian cotton, can you even do that in yarn? I don't even know. If you are selling it as a luxury brand, you should have luxury packaging and your prices should back that up. Because if I am a luxury person and I'm expecting a luxury experience and then you give me not a luxury experience, that's a recipe for a poor review. But if you are not a luxury brand and you are just regular, like what most of us are, poly mailers are the way to go because they're cheaper to ship. They weigh less. And if you are shipping first class, I think they might have changed the name. I'm not 100% sure anymore, but it was always up until right now, it was called first class. And that was the cheapest way to ship anything under so many ounces. And it's either 12, 14, or 16. I think it's 16. If it's under 16 ounces, you can ship it first class, which most crocheted things are under 16 ounces. Like hats, plushies, like as long as they're not like a queen size blanket, you know what I mean? That's going to be heavy. But for smaller things, poly mailers, you can get them on Amazon. I have them linked in my Amazon storefront, craftyconcept.com/Amazon. We'll take you there. But they also have just these plain ones. This one is 9x12. They come with this clear thing, this metallic thing, and that's like there's like glue under there. So it just sticks. Easy peasy, doesn't weigh much at all. Perfect for most people. This is 10 out of 10 what most of us will need to do. But if you are a luxury brand, you should have luxury shipping. Next question is from Deborah. Did you speak? Oh, and she says, I'm curious about listing the seasonal items. Also curious. So we talked about it. I think she meant like when to take them down. So we did talk about that. This one says, I can't get safety eyes and I see them on. I usually do a black dot, but I want the cute white part. Have fun. Are you in America? If you are in America, they have safety eyes at Hobby Lobby, but they're in the doll making section. Every time I chat with Hobby Lobby, I let them know that they should move some of those over into the yarn section. They haven't done that yet, but I tell them every year, I promise. She's not in America. So they have them on Amazon. What country are you in? Middle East. Okay, so I don't know much about the international Amazons. I know there are, but then sometimes the price is like crazy expensive. So if you cannot get safety eyes, you have options. You can do embroidered eyes, and you're going to want to search YouTube for tutorials on these things. Embroidered eyes with yarn. And you can also use puff paint. And Mackenzie's going to grab a link for you where I show you how to do that. You can make some really cute eyes with puff paint. And they are machine washable and dryable in my experience. So hopefully that at least gets you started if you're not able to find the safety eyes. Yes, Anthea, the fewer color options, the better. If you want to talk about it more, we can. But overall, the fewer color options, the better. So when your person's buying their lovey, think about how they're going to use it and why they want it. And if being extremely accessorized is not the reason, then you're probably fine with just the one color. You know what I mean? Like there's sometimes that we think that people are going to want more things, but really they just want a cute duck lovey. You know what I mean? Because their friend's having a baby that's a duck themed nursery. So just the duck with a pink bow, or like, it's just very simple. And if they wanted it different, they would message you. If they say, I'd really love this, but with a red bow, they'll message you. And you can choose to serve or not serve in that moment. But I don't think they're going to be like, I don't want this one because the bow's pink. I mean, they might, but I think most likely they will ask you first. Last question before we leave. Simply Made by Hand says she has an Etsy shop and she hasn't made any sales. Do I have any tips? Yes. Make sure your shop is fully set up. You filled out your about section. You filled out your shop owner bio. You filled out any and all policies that are not automatically filled out. Your shop is fully set up. Make sure you are using keywords in your listing, title, tags, and descriptions that are optimized to show up in search results. If you are selling Claire Bun beanies in your shop, crochet Claire Bun beanie is not a optimized keyword because your person, your ideal customer, does not know the words Claire Bun beanie. She also cannot tell crochet from knit from sewing. So use keywords that your ideal customer will be searching for, typing in the Etsy search box when they want the thing that you are selling. Messy bun beanie, beanie with a hole in it, messy bun hat, messy bun toboggan, ponytail hat, ponytail beanie, things like that. Those are going to be keywords that you need to make sure you're using in your listing. You need to have exact phrasing in your listing title, description, and tags. So you should say messy bun beanie somewhere in your title, messy bun beanie somewhere in your description. If you're looking for a messy bun beanie, you're in the right spot. And then messy bun beanie in your tags at the bottom of the listing. Exact phrasing. That's going to tell the algorithm precisely what it is you're selling. Last, use the attributes. If you are making a listing for a blue Claire bun beanie, use the color attribute blue because that is going to work as a tag. It's like giving you extra tags, basically. So you won't have to use blue as a tag. It will be in your attribute. Only use attributes that are applicable to your listing. Don't try to use the Christmas attribute because you think it would make a good Christmas gift. That's not what they're for. The Christmas attribute should only be used for very specific Christmas things like a Santa Claus plushie. That's a Christmas thing. Just because it would make a good Christmas gift does not mean you give it the Christmas attribute. Making sure that's clear. And those things are going to get you up and running, simply made by hand. Doing those things will get you up and running. Make sure you have high quality photos, not high quality as in like size of the image. High quality is in true to color, well lit. It doesn't look blue or it doesn't have like sun on it. It's or like crazy dark shadows that you can't even tell what it is. High quality photos. Make sure you use your photos very strategically to show the different parts of the product that they would look at if they were touching it. Excuse me. If they were touching it at a market, what would they look at? If I was looking at this, I would look at it, flat lay, but I would also like this is what I would do. So maybe a picture of hands holding it open. Maybe a picture of a bar of soap coming out. This is a soap sack. Make sure you use your pictures very intentionally. The pictures in the description are oftentimes going to be what seals the deal for the sale. So keep that in mind. Okay, friends. Okay, good. She said she's filled everything out. Good. Make sure you have a picture for your shop owner photo of your smiling face. All of this stuff is important to the algorithm. Etsy has told us if you do not have these things filled out, the algorithm will think you're not a true shop. They will think you're not serious about what you're doing. But then the keywords and the pictures are going to be what really helps take it up a notch. So hopefully that'll be helpful for you. Okay, friends, we are over our time limit of 30 minutes, but I hope it was worth it and you learned something and you were motivated and encouraged to go grow your crochet business. I will see you next time. We're still in July, 7 days from now. Yes. So I will see you next Monday, 7 days from now, Monday, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I will announce June, July, August next week. We'll see what time we're going to do August Ask Ashley's, but for at least one more week, I will see you 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day. Okay.